We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Introduction to the Heritage Foundation. Who is the Heritage Foundation? The Heritage Foundation is an activist American conservative think tank based in Washington, D.C. Founded in 1973, it took a leading role in the conservative movement in the 1980s during the presidency of Ronald Reagan, whose policies were taken from Heritage Foundation studies, including its mandate for leadership. Founded on February 16, 1973, during the Nixon administration by Paul Weyrich, Edwin Foilner, and Joseph Coors, growing out of the new business activist movement inspired by the Powell Memorandum, discontent with Richard Nixon's embrace of the liberal consensus, and the non-polemical, cautious nature of existing think tanks, Weyrich and Foilner sought to create a conservative version of the Brookings Institution that advanced conservative policies. In its early years, Coors was the Heritage Foundation's primary funding source. Weyrich was the foundation's first president. Later, under Weyrich's successor Frank J. Walton, the Heritage Foundation began using direct mail fundraising, which contributed to the growth of its annual income, which reached $1 million a year in 1976. By 1981, the annual budget grew to $5.3 million. The Heritage Foundation advocated for pro-business policies and anti-communism in its early years, but distinguished itself from the American Enterprise Institute by also advocating for cultural issues that were important to Christian conservatives. But throughout the 1970s, the Heritage Foundation remained small relative to Brookings and AEI. Overview of its mission and core values. The Heritage Foundation's mission statement taken from their website, www.heritage.org. Every day, the Heritage Foundation is building an America where freedom, opportunity, prosperity, and civil society flourish. Heritage's mission is to formulate and promote public policies based on the principles of free enterprise, limited government, individual freedom, traditional American values, and a strong national defense. We will explore each of these 5 bullet points in more detail later. The Heritage Foundation has had significant influence in U.S. public policy making, and has historically been ranked among the most influential public policy organizations in the United States. In 2010, it founded a sister organization, Heritage Action, an influential activist force in conservative and Republican politics. Heritage leads Project 2025, an expansive plan to reshape the federal government and consolidate executive power should a Republican be elected president in 2024. The Heritage Foundation was influential in developing and advancing the Reagan Doctrine, a key Reagan administration foreign policy initiative under which the U.S. began providing military and other support to anti-communist resistance movements fighting Soviet-aligned governments in Afghanistan, Angola, Cambodia, Nicaragua, and other nations during the final years of the Cold War. In March 2010, the Obama administration introduced a health insurance mandate called the Affordable Care Act, ACA, also known as Obamacare, an idea the Heritage Foundation initially developed and supported in assuring affordable health care for all Americans, a study the foundation released on October 1, 1989. The mandate proposed in the Heritage Foundation study previously had been incorporated into Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney's health care plan for Massachusetts in 2006, commonly referred to as Romney Care. The Heritage Foundation later opposed the Affordable Care Act. Notable members and leadership. Drawing from a database that the Heritage Foundation began building in 2014 of approximately 3,000 conservatives who they trusted to serve in a hypothetical Republican administration, at least 66 foundation employees and alumni were hired into the Trump administration. According to Heritage employees involved in developing the database, several hundred people from the Heritage database ultimately received jobs in government agencies, including Betsy DeVos, Mick Mulvaney, Rick Perry, Scott Pruitt, Jeff Sessions, and others who became members of Trump's cabinet. Jim DeMint, president of the Heritage Foundation from 2013 to 2017, personally intervened on behalf of Mulvaney, who was appointed to head the Office of Management and Budget and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. and later served as Trump's acting White House Chief of Staff. As of June 2024, 18 individuals serve as members of the organization's Board of Trustees. Notable members include Larry P. Arnn, since 2002, President, Hillsdale College; Edwin Foilner, since 1973, co-founder and former president, the Heritage Foundation; Robert P. George, professor, Princeton University; Rebecca Mercer, since 2014, director, Mercer Family Foundation; Anthony Saliba, since 2012, trader, entrepreneur, and author; Brian Tracy, since 2003, motivational public speaker and self-development author. Notable former members of the Board of Trustees include Edwin Meese, since 2017, former U.S. Attorney General. Thank you for joining us today on Spotlight on 2025. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into an overview of Mandate for Leadership, Project 2025. You won't want to miss it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, or if you have any feedback, give us a thumbs down and let us know your thoughts, politely, in the comments below. Your engagement helps us create better content for you. See you in the next episode.